Hi friends, hearty greetings from Mozaic, India. Welcome to our new video on the fast evolving cyberspace. Today we have with us a renowned cyber expert and the Applied Intelligence Wing Head of the US-based DXC Technologies, Mr. Varghese to talk about the users and abusers in the present-day cyberspace. We live in the era of a cyber insecurity. We have already reached a point where those institutions with the responsibility for maintaining the safety of our financial and personal data and even that of our governments are threatened by financially and politically motivated cyber attacks. The danger is real and very alarming. It is likely to become more intensified, perhaps in a much bigger scale in the coming years. In the past few years, the news has been filled with reports of data breaches, hundreds of millions of consumers, public leaks of sensitive and supposedly secure information, and that of politically motivated cyber attacks with extremely serious implications for both domestic politics and international relations. Hello, Mr. Varghese
Hello.
Hearty welcome to Mosaic, India. Mr. Why the common man has to think and worry about securing their money, personal data, systems, etc. in this new age of internet and cyberspace?
First of all, today we are living in a technology world and a digital era actually. So everything is technology, everything is digital. Right from a pani puri seller today on the street manages everything through technology. Same as with hospitals, education systems, governments, and in our own homes, right? So we are all completely influenced, empowered, enabled by the various technologies and digital systems. Now these completely connected digital systems have a lot of loopholes and vulnerabilities in those systems which are targeted by cyber criminals, and they are trying to exploit these vulnerabilities to their benefit in multiple ways, including making money, disrupting the companies, destroying many systems, including at a national or government level, right? That is where we should be very careful when we are dealing with the new age digital and cyber systems.
Okay. Yeah. Mr. What are the common cyber threats, risks and frauds which is happening from a common man's perspective?
When it is coming to common man, most of the cases are happening today in the context of financial crimes and financial frauds. There are significant rise in the financial frauds and crimes. The second one is actually sextortion, using identity theft and identity fraud, where somebody is using some other person, a cyber criminal is using some other person's personal data to create a fake identity and using that for various crimes.
You're talking about sextortion, yeah?
Sextortion, including sextortion, right? So where...
Is it a newfound cyber crime?
This was there for some time, but with these new technologies, it has got the real scale, right? So where hundreds of blackmailing and blackmailing cases and ransom cases are happening using this extortion, actually.
Okay. There is a huge spike in the financial crimes and frauds. What are the new financial frauds and crimes happening today?
So when it is coming to financial crimes, I would like to talk about a few examples how they do this. And earlier, it all started with examples like updating credit card and debit card data, where they will send an OTP and we should share the OTP to update the card, otherwise it will be getting blocked. But now cyber criminals started using a lot of other scenarios to do a lot of crimes actually. So updating PAN card and Aadhaar card is one another scheme. Job, employment, messages and doing a lot of financial crimes through that. QR code scanning is another scam where fake QR codes are being used to do a lot of financial crimes. Then fake accounts are being created, and through that people are trying to loot money from contacts, which is another crime. SIM upgrades for 5G or connecting with other, again another scenario where people are using for financial crimes. Then a lot of
in that case you receive calls,
yes,
fake calls
actually. Loan applications, unauthorized illegal companies and their applications are being installed to take small loans, and where they are using your personal data and all your files and sensitive information to use against you to make more money out of this, right? So typically all these things are coming through 3 channels. One, they will use calling, which is, we call it as wishing. They make a phone call and create some panic in you, and then try to utilize the situation to steal money. The second one is called smishing, which is nothing but they send an SMS, right? Your account will be blocked in next 4 hours if you don't update. Like that, that's called smishing. Then phishing, and they will send an email, maybe telling that you won a lottery, right? So to receive the money, you need to share your details like that. So there are multiple ways these people will come to you to common man and apply these kind of scenarios to loot money.
There is so much of artificial intelligence everywhere today, right from the roads to our own homes. Are these artificial intelligence based systems safe?
I personally spent a lot of time in building a lot of AI, artificial intelligence-based smart systems. Today, I spend a lot of time in protecting or securing these AI systems, right? So, it is a double-edged sword. It can be used for good. And at the same time, the same systems can be exploited by the bad guys for doing very, very bad things as well. If there is a gap, if there is a vulnerability or a weakness in an AI system, definitely there are bad players, which we call as cyber criminals or criminal groups out there. They are targeting to exploit this. And typically, we are seeing a lot of AI cameras on the road for traffic management system, which can be hijacked by a cyber criminal.
Kerala also installed around 726 cameras on our public roads, AI cameras.
So AI systems can be breached, and it is not only on the roads. These AI systems are in our own homes, right? Right from smart TV to smart refrigerator to smart vacuum cleaner and smart fridge and so on. So these things can be hacked by cyber criminals and can be used against us, actually.
Okay. What are the key precautions to be taken while we work with the digital, mobile and artificial intelligence based systems over the internet?
Based on my experience, I've seen very crucial and very high impact, high critical incidents, means attacks and threats. But most of the time, I find that some basic things are missing, and that is why the cyber criminals are able to exploit this. Some fundamental things from a layman perspective: we are all using multiple accounts, and we should be using very strong passwords. When I say strong password, means a password which is having alphabetical, numerical and special characters included passwords, right? And these passwords to be changed very regularly and often, and we should be using strong passwords which needs to be regularly changed. One. Second thing, we should be having an additional authentication mechanism, which is like an OTP. We call it as multi-factor authentication. That means an additional authentication. When you use your username password, you should receive an OTP, and that OTP, after entering that OTP only, that you should be really accessing this. So you can enable that. That is the second thing. Third one, regularly backing up the data for additional security. In case if somebody is stealing your data and you are not able to access your data, your historical data will be available. Backing up of the data is very, very important. The fourth one is that we should not be clicking any unauthorized or links or applications which is not genuine. So we should not be clicking on all the links that is coming on our way without verifying and validating it. That's a fourth important thing. The fifth important thing is actually we should continuously update our applications, and whether it including our mobile devices, there will be update will be coming. So we should be updating our phones and applications which are is genuine update, right? So we should be keeping our systems very, very updated. Sixth one is actually we should not be browsing when we are browsing in the internet. Do not go to unwanted sites, including pornographic sites or any illegal sites or non-secured sites. We should not be going. We should not be browsing these sites.
How can we identify these non-secured and secured sites?
So typically nowadays, any website at the top you can see there is a lock icon, right? Whenever we are typing google.com or gmail.com, just typing, before the typing you can see a lock icon which is called HTTPS secured. If that lock button is not there, it will there itself it will be written as not secured. If it is not secured, it is better not to go there actually. The last one, the seventh one, is having a zero trust mindset. Zero trust mindset is nothing but do not trust everything blindly, right? Verify, and then trust. That is zero trust. It could be a system, it could be an application, it could be a link, it could be a message, it could be a person, or even online, right? We cannot trust anyone just like that. We need to verify and then trust. These are the 7 commandments, basic things which I would strongly recommend to.
No doubt we have entered the era of a sort of cyber warfare. We can expect both hostile foreign governments and non-governmental groups with political motivation using covert online techniques, including data breaches, sabotage, and barrages of propaganda to achieve their goals. Now let me ask a serious question, how these threats and risks lead to our national security and cyber warfare.
So today many cyber criminal groups are exploiting these capabilities to, even from a national security or even cyber warfare perspective, the critical infrastructure of a country today being typically targeted by the cyber criminals. When I say critical infrastructure, it can be a dam, it can be a power grid, it can be telecom networks, it can be banking systems, or it can be their healthcare systems. It can be targeted to launch an attack against this. There are many examples where power grids were shut down even when the temperature was minus 34 in Ukraine or even US, right? The power grids were shut down and then nothing will move in that particular city, right, when the power grids are shut down. So there are very, very serious crimes from a cyber warfare which can be exploited by these cyber criminals today.
Okay. Then how our policing and defense systems are preparing to prevent the future crimes?
So future crimes and this advanced cyber threats are very serious matter of concerns for governments and law enforcement authorities. Even 20 years back, Los Angeles police developed predictive policing capability using analytics, where they were able to predict crimes and then prevent it before it happens, right? So
25 years ago.
22 years ago, I think, in Los Angeles police. That's what one of the reports which I read actually. So today, if you look at, and that is where you are seeing AI cameras on the road to reduce traffic violations, right? Similar capabilities today, police departments, law enforcement departments, and our defense systems are developing across the globe to detect any crimes before it comes to life, right? And they'll be doing a lot of monitoring, detection, and response to these kind of crimes and cyber criminals and criminal groups before they launch attacks.
And we have to seriously think about protecting our online assets. We have to identify those assets which are potential targets for criminal or cyber warfare attack. We have to plug all the loopholes found in our system, then add the security measures required to eliminate or neutralize vulnerabilities. This may include changes to application or infrastructure code, addition of off-the-shelf security software, security-oriented monitoring, and even changes to the IT staff behavior. We have to subject them to challenge-based testing too after initiating such security measures. What are the key initiatives governments are taking to ensure the privacy of its citizens' data from it being misused?
So globally, there is a very, very focused effort by many leading nations, and best example is European Union. They launched a law called GDPR, General Data Protection Regulation, which aims to protect the data of its citizen and its misuse, right? So nobody can just use their citizens' data without their permission. It cannot be even stored and processed outside the European Union if it is. So if the companies, anybody is violating that rule, there are heavy penalties imposed on them under this law. Even in India, there is a data protection bill is already in the parliament, right? So I hope which will
be in the pipeline.
It is already there. The draft is already there. I am hoping that will be made as a law very soon.
What is the role of academia in developing a security culture as part of the skill development and awareness, public awareness,
So many times cybersecurity is seen as a technical aspect and a technology job, but it is not that. It is an everyone's responsibility. A lot of awareness is required. So both, and it is a shared responsibility. It is not the responsibility of a particular department or a particular organization. It is a shared responsibility. Everybody has a responsibility to be part of this. So definitely awareness is a very, very important thing. I personally recommend to start the awareness right from play school, because those are the kids, small kids, right from their very early stage in their life. They are almost born digital, right? So that is where they should be developing that awareness and the skills to deal with these kind of systems to stay secure.
Nowadays, even children, school children, primary school, even nursery school children are mobile savvy. Yes. We should assume that the security which we have today may not be adequate for tomorrow or even later in the same day. To ensure security in the era of cyber insecurity, we have to ensure continuous delivery of security measures which are up to date and powerful enough to meet the challenges of this new age. Then, my last question, what are the key career opportunities in the cyberspace today?
So we discuss a lot of cyber threats and crimes across the world, right? So there is definitely a force required to really monitor, detect and prevent these kind of cyber crimes in the future. So a lot of opportunities are coming up from a career perspective. I think there are about 3.5 million, which is about 35 lakh job employment opportunities out there in the world across multiple geographies and multiple organizations to build this cyber resilience army, right? So a lot of opportunities are there from a career and employment perspective which somebody can really explore.
So India is a fast developing country.
Yep.
World over, we have got so many technocrats. Yeah. Are you expecting a reverse brain drain?
So it is going to be a skill-based economy and skill-based evolution, right? So in that context, India has a huge opportunity. I think India is growing exponentially, and in the long run, India will be having the best opportunities, and we will see a lot of employment opportunities coming in our nation, and that is where I think there will be I personally think there is a reverse brain drain may happen soon. Yeah.
Let's hope so. Thank you, Mr. Varghese Philip.
Yeah.
Best of luck.
Thank you so much, and let us make it safer and better together. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I hope all of you enjoyed this video. Kindly put your views and suggestions in Mosaic India's YouTube comment box too. Thank you.